Morning everybody, RV Enthusiast here. Hey, it is about 6:30 in the morning. It's about 62 degrees, heading to 76 degrees today. Can't walk away from my light source there. It's definitely dark out, as you can see. Yeah, pretty dark. Anyway, heading to 76. Another really nice day here, and I think we have, I think they keep pushing it out. I think there's one more of them, and then we are set for some rain returning and the temperature dropping another 5 to 15 or another 10 to 15 degrees. I got a few errands to run. The rear license plate on the BMW keeps falling off. It's under warranty. I've taken it off and put it back on the way it should have been, and it still keeps falling off, so something's wrong with the fastening device. Anyway, got some things to do today, and I'll include you, so join me. Morning everybody. Hey, we're taking the BMW in for a little bit of service. Not much service, just a little bit of service. License plate plate keeps coming off, and it's well within the warranty, and so I'm gonna have them fix that, and then I'm gonna set up the appointment for the 4-year end of warranty service. That end of warranty service, they're supposed to really, do a pretty thorough job. It shouldn't cost me anything for it, I wouldn't guess. It's hard to say. Trying to see how many miles. Oh, I got 31,000 miles. They may charge me for a 30,000 mile checkup. I don't know. But my understanding was in that 4 years, everything is covered except for consumables, which would be, well, except for tires, I guess, because they replaced the wiper blades on the contract. They replaced the oil on the contract. So I think tires are about it, and I'll let you know. Today I think they're just going to, I'm going to have them look at two things. I got the triangle light on that always comes on. They're going to have to fix that, which is a marker light apparently. And the second thing they need to fix is that license plate. Those are the two items today I want them to fix on the spot. The license plate only, well, both. The marker light's a safety issue, and that needs to be fixed. And the license plate, you're not allowed to drive in Oregon without a rear plate, so that falls off. You lose a plate in Oregon, you got to rebuy it, and I don't know what they are, 25 bucks or something. I don't know, but I sure don't want to lose that plate, because then someone will find it. Probably an RVer, and they'll put it in their RV on the wall. I would. I don't know if I put it in my RV, but I'd probably find a spot for it. I like that look, actually, where you got like I don't know who has it. A couple of RVers have it. I think Mobile Hobos have it, and I think maybe Rufus and Doofus have it. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, it'd be kind of... Oh, I think Rufus and Doofus has Chico up there as a license plate. But a license plate wall would be pretty cool. Anyway, so much for that. But the license plate is reattached, and that's good. And I set up an appointment for end of October for the 4-year service. All right, now I'm going to go fill up with gas. And then they'll have a tank full of gas for tomorrow's drive to work, and I'll get the Jeep back, and then I get to go to the pet store and get some pet treats. The good thing about the BMW store versus so the car she had before this was a Hyundai Santa Fe 2001, I think, but you go to the Hyundai store service, and they did good service. It was fine, but you sit in the waiting room and wait, and if you want something to eat or drink, you got to pay for it out of the vending machine. Now I realize Hyundai is not an expensive, over the price vehicle, whereas the BMW is kind of overpriced, I guess. But the benefit is you go to BMW, this is not coffee, this is a latte. And they have, no, I think this is not a latte, this was a cappuccino. But they have cappuccino, latte, mocha, blah, 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 a bunch of stuff. And they have, today, they always have some kind of pastries. And then on certain days, they have, like, Wednesdays are waffles, Thursdays is some kind of therapy where you get massages, and then, anyway, they do a lot of different things. And then they have, on a quarterly or every 6 weeks, they have a wine and food thing at night. We've only gone to a couple of those. Not big on that, just kind of the crowd, you know. Everyone thinks they're all that just because they have a BMW. It's just a car, dude. And I don't care which one you got, it's just a car. They drive nice, but it's just a car. And now we're heading back. We're going to go to Costco and get premium gas at Costco because it's top tier gas, at least according to the app. The Gas Buddy app, it's top tier. So I'm going to get that gas because it's cheap, cheaper, and then go to the pet store. Okay, we're at Costco. We're getting gas. Premium is, well, regular is $223.9. Premium is $253.9. 30 cents more for premium. It's tough paying that 30 cents, but fortunately a BMW gets pretty good gas mileage, and it's a pretty small tank. So I don't think we ever put more than 14 gallons in it or something. It's a really small tank. I'll tell you, it's really empty. In fact, it's so empty it caused that triangle light to go on. But let's see how many gallons it takes. It is not a big tank, though. 14.6 gallons, so it must be a 15-gallon tank. Might be a 16-gallon tank, but that's about as much as we've ever put in it. Well, the pet store is not open until 10 o'clock. It's 8:30. I didn't think of that. So I can either go to the grocery store and get some treats there, or I can wait and come back here. I think I may just run to the grocery store and get him a treat. Oh, I don't have to come back out for this stuff. I got about a mile and a half to think about, about a mile to think about it. Do I turn into where I live, or do I go past it and go to the store? I don't know yet. Oh, I guess I decided I'm going to the store because I just passed where I should turn to go into my house. Hey, what's going on there? What's going on? Sorry I dropped you. That's better. That's more better. Hey. So, went into Fred Meyer's, got some dog treats, got me some breakfast bars. I'm on a blueberry breakfast bar kick lately. So, I've been dieting all 2016 and have done real well, have lost quite a bit of weight. If you'd have saw me at the beginning of 2015 or 2016, you'd have said, that's a big guy. Anyway, you know, I've lost about 60 pounds, but what I want to tell you is, you know, my downfall is sweets, and walking in through Fred Meyer's, and it's not even October yet, and all that Halloween candy, man, that trips me out. I want to eat it all. So I walk past it, of course, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh man. And it don't have to be chocolate, it's just sweet, you know? And I think my breakfast bars kind of help me out in that, you know, in the mornings. Before noon, I have 2 breakfast bars, and then afternoon, I usually go, you know, my noon lunch is a normal kind of small lunch. Then my afternoon snack is a bag of chips or something small, 140. Everything's around 150 calories, except lunch is 200 and dinner's about 300 calories, 350. But going through the store and seeing all that candy, and then the other day I was smelling cinnamon candy. I don't know where I was at, but I was walking through a store and I kept smelling it. So I'm all done. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not going to be tempted. I walk out the store, not the store, but as I walk to where I'm going to pay, I walk by Jelly Belly, and there's sizzling cinnamon. Oh man, I was so tempted. I stopped, I looked at it, and I was like, oh, I want cinnamon. And I tore the little bag off, and I was just going to pour myself a little bit. And I said, no, I can't. And I put the bag down, and I walked away from it, of course, talking to myself, probably even talking out loud. I don't know, but I was like, nope, can't do it, gotta get out. So I left the store, didn't get my cinnamon. I don't mind Halloween, and of course I have candy. I had candy a couple weeks ago, and I'll have candy again, and I'll have ice cream again, and all that. I don't deprive myself, but I don't want to get in the habit of every time I go somewhere and I see something I want, I'm going to have it. I don't want to get, that's what made me big in the first place. Portion size, and the right things, So I resisted it, and I did okay. But boy, I wanted that cinnamon. I sure wanted that cinnamon. All right, we're back home. Got the doggy treats. They're going to be happy. And who wants a treat? Judy? Bussy? Bailey? Bailey, you're a big girl. You got to sit. You got to sit. You're doing Bussy, huh? Here you go, Judy. Good girl. Good waiting, Bailey. Good waiting. Sit, Bailey. Good girl. Good girl. All right. The dogs have had their treat. I've done all my errands. Oh, I got some other stuff too. Okay. I get these boxes 3 times a year. 4 times a year maybe. But I want to open it, show you what I got this time. I usually get the same old. This time they have a few different ones I wanted to add to it. And I want to taste them and see what they taste like in comparison to the others. All right. Yeah. That's a specialized. That's a specialized. Those 2 are specialized. And these are the ones I pretty much always get. These, however, hang on, gotta let the dogs out. These 2, however, this is a limited edition from Brazil. So I'm going to try the Brazil coffee. I want to see how good it is. So as far as coffees go, like one, there's 10 capsules in here. One capsule is about 70 cents. It's okay because I don't drink espresso all the time, so it's good. But the Brazil is, I think, 80 or 85 cents. So about 10 to 15 cents more expensive than the regular espresso. I also bought this Cafecito de Cuba Cuban coffee. This is the one that's $1.25 per capsule. So this one's the one that's twice as priced. And I'm very interested in trying these and seeing how they taste in comparison to my regular cup of coffee. This won't be a taste test in terms of the other cups, but I'm gonna open these 2 and taste each one individually. So, first thing I noticed on the Cuba one, is they imprinted it. All the others have no writing, nothing special on them. So these are kind of cool. So I'm going to brew us up a couple of cups and see how they compare in terms of flavor. I set the stage here, but I'm going to try the Brazil first, only because it's less expensive. And if you looked at the other ones from Nespresso, I don't know if this is the same. No, this is a different one. If you look at theirs, you know, they come like this. I usually buy 2 or 3 different ones of this, 4 of this typically. But I still have some in a box, 1 in a box left. Plus I've got 40 or 50 over there, and I got a bunch of decaf over there. And if I really like these, which I have 4 boxes of, I got, oops. So I have this one and this one. So I got 20 of these and 20 of these, 20 cups. I'm greedy, I'm not gonna share them. All right, so first with the Brazil. Definitely more organic than the regular Grand Crus from the Nespresso. Lots of little flavors going on. I'm not one of those connoisseurs that say, oh, I taste cherry and I taste fruity and I taste this and I taste that. I just go with, do I like it or do I not like it? It's definitely coffee. It's definitely a unique flavor. It's good. Again, something I wouldn't drink every day probably, but probably something I'm not going to share because I only have 20 cups, and if it's a limited supply, I'll save that for myself and my wife. I don't think my wife will care too much either way, because she just likes coffee. But now we're going to try the Cuban coffee. The Cuban coffee is much more, I think, in line with the Grand Crus from Nespresso, their normal type of coffee that they sell. It tastes very similar, a little different maybe, somewhat mild, but it is exactly what I would expect from Nespresso. Typically, I probably wouldn't spend the double price per little unit for this. It's good, but it's coffee. Yeah, it's certainly coffee, whereas this, I would buy probably again because it is different. It has a unique flavor as far as coffee goes. It's not at all what I expected and not at all like the others. All the others are intensity differences from mild to strong. And this I kind of categorize as maybe a medium, not real strong, not bad. In fact, I'm almost done with it. You might say a little chocolate note in there, maybe. I'm gonna finish it up while we're on camera. It's good, but for twice the price, I would go with the other, only because there's not a significant change in what you're tasting or what you're getting. It's a good cup of coffee. I don't put anything in it. There's no sugar, there's no cream. It's pure black coffee poured as a longo on an espresso Cities. So I'm not doctoring it in any way. It's just purely what comes out of the Cities longo button, and the longo button has not been reprogrammed. It's exactly as it was set at the factory. Again, a good cup of coffee, mild, very, very drinkable, very palatable on a any morning. Any morning you could drink that and say, oh, that was a nice cup of coffee. As for this, I would save this for maybe a dessert, or I want something a little bit different. Again, not strong, just uniquely flavored. I really thought I was gonna go with the Cuban because, you know, it was twice the price. I expected more. Whereas for the dime more for this, dime or 15 cents more for this, I would buy this again and again and again because it definitely has a unique flavor. And one more sip and we're done with it. Yeah, very good cup of coffee, or a cup of espresso. In terms of a Keurig, these are way better than a Keurig cup of coffee. I used to roast my own green bean and mix my own batches and my own flavors. I really like a Guatemalan coffee. When I roast it myself, I thought it was phenomenal. One of the best coffees I think I ever roasted was, maybe I just couldn't make a mistake, but Guatemalan is really good. And roasting your own, it's good because you're always getting a fresh cup of coffee within the week that it was roasted, and it was always really, really good. As time goes on, it don't matter if you refrigerate it or not, and you put it in bags, it loses something. These don't really lose a whole lot because they're pressure sealed, they're vacuum sealed, not vacuumed. They're sealed when they're hot, and then you get this little, when they seal it, as the bean cools, it kind of off gases. And as it off gases, it builds pressure on here. So all of these, the real good thing about an espresso is all of them are pressurized. So you can tell that it's fresh. And it stays fresh. If you got that pressure on there, it stays fresh. These are aluminum pods, aluminum foiled, and these are really good, whereas Keurigs aren't always. I like on a Keurig, I like the Hawaiian. It always has that little pressure buildup. If it doesn't, it's probably not as fresh. And I like that one for a Keurig, but for the most part, I don't drink Keurig coffee other than that one. But this is a really good cup. All the others are good cups too, but this one is definitely uniquely different. And I like that, so it's good. And this one is unique enough, I think, when I do my Cities Nespresso machine versus my Mixpresso machine, the inexpensive one from China that I keep in the RV, I think this would be a good coffee to use because it is uniquely different, and you'll be able to taste the difference machine to machine. I think for that, a good test for that. So next time I'm out at the RV, or when I bring the RV back here in the next week or so, we'll do that taste test with this coffee, and maybe with a cup of regular Nespresso as well. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you joining me. And remember, full-time, part-time, anytime is a great time to RV. And you guys have a great day. Thanks.